Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Nosy Housefrau here. Behind me, over my shoulder, you may notice there's a critter. Her name is Willa. Originally, I called her Will Ferrell because I thought it was a male cat that was outside feral. Has a tipped ear. Well, in her case now, both of them seem to be tipped. Some might have been nature, but typically when they tip a cat's ear, it means that somebody trapped, neutered, returned. So they knew she was feral. They put her outside and, fixed her so she wouldn't have more kittens, which is the responsible thing to do. But the poor thing was all alone in the world, and it took me months to get her to not be afraid of humans. But little by little, we got closer and closer and closer, and now she loves everybody. It's the most amazing transformation I've ever seen. I honestly didn't know it was possible. And she's on medicine right now. She's a little under the weather. She's got, typical kind of respiratory thing that happens to outdoor cats. She's been in the house a couple of months now. She was living in a shelter that I made for her outside and eating. And so as you can see, she's made herself quite comfortable. Haven't you, Wilhelmina? She's really sweet and no longer afraid of other people. But I don't know what's going to happen with her because we do have one other cat who loves her and one other cat who despises her. It's kind of like YouTube in my house. Nobody can agree on who's good. So, anyway, it has been, I don't have to tell you, such a somber time. And, I was already so weepy. I've been weepy for the past 8 months. I cry at the drop of a hat. Happy, unhappy, whatever. Oh, you made coffee? There need to be more people in the world who make coffee. I'm actually having my chai tea right now, my chai Illuminati. And, oh, she's cleaning herself, making the most disgusting noises. Anyway, sorry about that. She sounds like a demon. She sounds like a weird Muppet character or something, or Star Wars character. But anyway, I am having my chai tea, and I was at work and, looking at the internet. I was kind of afraid to look. And I thought, I'm going to see faces that I've never seen before, that we'll never see again. And I know the kind of phone calls that people got that are just your absolute worst nightmare. And I have already been weepy over losing my dog on January 23rd. I had to put my dog down, and I've just been so heartbroken over her. And this is a loss I can't imagine. And I can't stop thinking about it. And I have to be careful because my heart bleeds too much over things I have no control over. And I can really downward spiral and feel so depressed. I mean, you look at those kids and they look like everyone's kids. And there's always that one boy who has dark hair and he's thin and he'll have like his ears maybe will stick out a little like my son's. And it's like a punch in the gut to see a kid like that. And I just couldn't wait to get home and hug my son. Thank God I've got my Costco box of tissues because I'm going to need them because I cry at everything. And because I'm Irish, I'm also able to laugh when I'm devastated, and that's an important quality. So I'll share with you a laugh that I think you might get a laugh out of this because remember I told you my losing my faculties is going to be a lot of fun. Well, the other day, because I have a heart of gold, even though they keep rejecting my application for sainthood, I saw this guy homeless with his dog, and I've seen him on the local Facebook pages, and they're kind of like well known. Toledo is not like Los Angeles. I've lived in Los Angeles and I've lived in Toledo, and in Toledo, people know who the homeless people are for the most part. Wish that were true in Los Angeles, but we don't have that many homeless, and we have really good things in place. Los Angeles does too, by the way. They have PATH. They have all these great things that I was involved with, but they have so many homeless, as you can imagine. So here, people kind of know who these people are. And so I pulled up. This dog was shivering. He's got this old dog named Flea, who's very sweet. And she was wearing shoes that people had collected money to get her. He had like all kinds of wintry stuff that people had given him for her. And she also had a sleeping bag and like a really good like Sub-Zero stuff, but she still wanted in my car. So I gave him a few bucks and I let the dog in my car, and she warmed up. She's a really cute little old gal. And then they left. And the next day I was thinking, well, such a saint. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because I got to work the next morning and noticed his hat was in my car. It was freezing out, and I stole a homeless guy's hat. It's like, oh no. And he was clean, by the way. This guy was in recovery, and everybody knew he had gone through methadone for 5 years. He had weaned himself and really was trying to turn his life around. And I was like, oh man, I have this homeless guy's hat. People at work were laughing so hard. I was like, I stole a homeless guy's hat. I did give him money. My one coworker was like, well, maybe he'll have a nicer hat when you see him. And I thought, oh, or maybe he'll get murdered, and I've got evidence in my car. The last person known seen with him. Whatever. It did give me a chuckle. Oh, and today I finally found him again. This was a few days ago, and I saw him, and I pulled over and gave him his hat back, and he was very appreciative. It's much warmer here. It was in the 50s, so thank goodness. That's like 50 degrees is tropical right now. I am at some point going to do a Q&A. A couple of people have asked me. I've been asked if I did professional voiceover. No, but well, that's not entirely true. If you find yourself in South Korea and you need to learn English, you may go to Harvard Circle University and hear English language tapes with yours truly as the professor. I used to live in Koreatown, and it was a voiceover gig I did, and I got paid $40, so I am technically a professional, but somewhere I have the sound clips of me and a student where I'm like, I'll help you find your locker. I can't do it right now. It's been a long day and I kind of have a cold, but I was like, hello, I'm the professor. Can't do it because I'm laughing. Okay, whatever. Well, you can imagine it's one of those. And so that's the extent of my professional voiceover. But I thank you for the inquiries. I will do a Q&A, and if you want to ask me questions, I can answer them. Some of you know my son was a child actor, and we have a whole bunch of stories from that. So let me know if you want to hear those stories. I don't know. I have a lot of them, but to tell them I have to mention celebrities, and that might sound like name dropping. And I never name drop because my friend Jason Bateman told me it's rude. On a completely random side note, does anybody here watch The Good Place? Because I'm totally addicted to that show. I don't even watch much television at all. And my husband said the same thing to me that he said to my son, watch 2 minutes of this and see if you like it. So I'll give you the same challenge. Watch the first 2 minutes of The Good Place and see if you like it. Because for us, we were hooked within 2 minutes. We had to watch another minute. Then we had to watch another minute. And then we're like, this is so different and I love it. So I watched season 1 on Netflix. I watched all of season 2 on Amazon. And now it's over. Bummer. But I wish I knew more people who watched it because I want to talk about it. It's such a good show and such a good cast. So, and I've seen Ted Danson a couple of times. That doesn't change any of our lives at all, does it? So I haven't watched much of the Olympics, but whenever I see ice skating, which I really do enjoy, I go and I watch endless videos of the greatest couple on ice ever, Katerina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov, who eventually married. And if you don't know anything about their story, do yourself a favor and watch My Sergei. It is on YouTube. I'll put the link below if anybody's interested. You're going to need a bunch of these because it's a 5 hanky, but it is the most amazing love story. They're Russian ice skaters who were paired up very young and eventually did fall in love. At one point, they did an ice routine to Romeo and Juliet, and that love story pales in comparison to theirs. Really is touching. So this has been really random, but I didn't want to not do a video today. And everyone has been so understanding of the sloppy vlogs I've put up. I mean, I even repeat myself. I even repeat myself. So anyway, I will be back for sure this weekend. I might do a segment called Drama Salad. So let me know if there's a name of any kind of YouTuber that you'd like to know my feelings about. My very profound, important feelings. I will chime in and I will let you know what I think. One name that comes to mind, nope, I'm not going to say it. Because if I say it, then I'm going to just start going into it. And then I'll be here for another hour. So, so I'll save some, and I do have to work tomorrow. But it is Friday, and we're all alive. I will say this about gun control. If a person hears the term gun control and all they hear is gun elimination, then they're not smart enough to own a weapon. So saith a housefrau.